is tags. That's right, today on Godzilla Gallery we're going to be talking about only tags, just tags. A couple figures. I can't promise there won't be figures at some point, but we're mostly going to be talking about just tags. So let's get started with the very first tag, and that is Orga from 1999. This isn't the Movie Monster series, this is actually the Toho Kaiju series, which preceded the Movie Monster series. I like this tag a lot. I think it's a very simple tag, but it works very well, and it feels different from the Movie Monster series tags. I don't know what it is. Something about it feels older, like way older, even though this predates Movie Monster series by at most 2 years. But something about it feels a lot more vintage. I love this sort of red text coming up against this rocky barrier here. It's so cool. I just love how it looks. But it has a very old sort of starting to be retro feel to it, and I hope Movie Monster series actually does revisit this tag design at some point, even though obviously since 2016 they've been very dedicated to this sort of format with this bottom text and the spine, or just kind of general backplate silhouettes. But I do hope at some point when they do change the design, we return to something more like this, because I mean the Gamer tags have been doing this for a long time, which we'll get to those later. But yeah, I really like this tag. On the inside, there's not much, no picture of the monster, which makes me very disappointed. I do like how we do get information on the monster, but still, no picture. I want a picture on the inside. Come on, Bandai. Do better. And don't worry, they will. On the back, you just get Godzilla 2000's poster with the old Godzilla trademark symbol that I just love. I love that trademark symbol to death. I'm really getting over nostalgic here. I just want everything back. I don't want anything new. I just want new stuff to be gone. I want old stuff all the way, forever. So with that, let's move on to our next tag, and that is our very first Movie Monster series tag, and that is the 2001 Anguirus Movie Monster series tag. I love this tag design. It's so... When I think of this, I think of old Godzilla YouTubers like Ultraman Kronos and his toy reviews. I don't even think he really reviewed many figures with tags, but something about this design just really reminds me of that old era of Godzilla YouTubers and their toy reviews. And on the inside, you get information on Anguirus, and the same still, just in black and white now. And on the back, you get, for some reason, Movie Monster series really loved to mislabel the 68 Godzilla and all things having to do with 68 Godzilla, like the 1968 Anguirus design, as the 73 or 74 Godzilla, which I'll put up a picture right here. You know, here's the Godzilla 68 tag, which has a picture of 73 on it. I don't know why. They just kept doing it on and on and on. But I do like how on all of these old tags, they did have a Godzilla design on the back that had to do with the actual figure. So for here, you get what's supposed to be 68. I can only assume, because they consistently got it wrong. I guess they just decided that 68 was now going to be 73, but on a monster like Mothra from 2001, you get GMK Godzilla with this very funny still of him. I really like how he looks like he doesn't want his picture taken, and the flash is on, and he's sort of squinting and going, ugh. But no, this is a good tag. I like this tag a lot. We got sort of a variation on this tag with the Toy Dreams Project figures, which on the front look the same, just in black and white now. You get Movie Monster series Godzilla 1955, but if you turn it over, nothing. They're one-sided. They don't open at all. I mean, this is a fine tag. I get why they did it. The Toy Dreams projects were not very focused on being marketable on store shelves much as they were collector's items. So this tag is fine. It's okay. The next tag we're going to be looking at is one of my favorites ever. This might be my favorite tag ever because it was one of my first tags ever, and that is the 2002 Movie Monster series Fire Rodan. I love this tag design. I love everything about this tag design. I love the Godzilla still coming up the side. I love the big explosion behind Movie Monster series. The back leaves a little bit to be desired because it doesn't have that wonderful splash of the Godzilla design like the 2001 versions, but it's all made up for with the beautiful inside with this great sort of collect them all splash. Wow, I love this one so much. Ever since I was a kid, I've been sort of on a side mission alongside getting every single incarnation of every Godzilla monster in vinyl form to get every figure on the splash. And I'm actually getting fairly close. I checked right before I filmed this. I think I'm missing Kiryu, Mechagodzilla 75, Space Godzilla, Destroya, and Mothra Leo. So I'm only missing just a few. I have a few more to go, and then I'll have everyone. It's so nostalgic to me. I remember getting this tag with Fire Rodan, which I think was my very first Japanese vinyl figure ever, at a convention called Dragon Con in 2013, I think. And I remember just opening this up and being so shocked by just how many there were, and it sent me on this great lifelong mission, I'd like to say, but no, it didn't. I was already collecting like crazy by that point, but I was moving out of the Bandai Creation, Bandai America world into the wonderful world of Japanese vinyls and tags. Next tag. All right, now we arrive at the 2004 Movie Monster series, where the Godzilla copyright logo is switched out for this 50th anniversary logo. This is obviously Exilion from Godzilla Final Wars, March 2005, because, you know, the movie came out in December. On the back, we see the return of the old Movie Monster series Splash, with this time the 2004 Godzilla. It's made out of a different material, I think. It's a lot scratchier and not as, like, shiny on the inside. This is basically the 2001 tags. I can only assume the tag budget for the 2002 tags went to the inside splash here instead of the back, which is why you just get legal information on the back. So once they stopped doing that, they switched it to this. And I mean, it's a return to the old design. The only real change is this 50th anniversary logo, which makes sense. It's a fine tag. It's in the same tier as the Anguirus one. Next tag. Now, if you're a Godzilla collector, you know these tags very well, and that is the Movie Monster series pink tags. These are iconic. I mean, that splash of Godzilla. If you were around in the Godzilla fandom before 2014, you know these tags like the back of your hand. They're just instantly iconic. On the inside, great. I love that by this point they were picking different images of Godzilla for the outside of the tag and the inside of the tag. These just look so simple and so great. I have that like Yuji Sakai 2000 silhouette burned in my head. I love these tags. And I know they did purple tags as well. I don't own any purple tags. I'll put one on screen here. It's the same tag design, but now it's purple. Great. But here's the pink tag for the Heisei Godzilla. Not marked as any year, except for 1991 down here, which, I mean, here's 1991 on the inside here. If I remember correctly, this is the 1992 Godzilla on the outside, which the mold for this figure was made for Godzilla vs. Mothra anyway, so, I mean, they could have just marked it as 92. I don't know why. It's just the general 91 onwards Godzilla. Obviously, the 50th anniversary is over, so we moved on from the 50th logo and we're back at the original Godzilla trademark symbol. And it's a fine tag. It's a good tag, a classic tag. All right, moving on. Next tag. We're going to be going back in time just a little bit to 2004 with the 50th anniversary again, because we're looking at the tags from the 50th anniversary memorial box. Now you may be asking me, hey, don't the 50th anniversary memorial box figures not have tags? That is true, but they do have cards. Now, 1954 and Final Wars have these gold outlines for their tags, but all the other movies just have these white ones, which obviously I picked GMK because I have a horrible GMK brain rot. These are fun. I mean, people on eBay like to sell them with their corresponding Godzilla design, but with figures like GMK, there is no GMK in the memorial box, so what the hell are you going to sell this with? I don't know. I like these. They're fun. I keep them at the end of my tag book, mostly because I don't have to arrange them in chronological order. Speaking of, here is my tag book, which is my wonderful Pokemon, Sylveon, and Skitty tag book I bought off, I think, Amazon for like $11. It was the cheapest one I had. And you can see all these wonderful tags on the inside that I didn't choose for this video because I already picked other ones like it. Ignore these Pokemon cards over here. Anyway, next tag, let's talk about the modern Movie Monster series with Shin Godzilla, which is just the first tag that I picked out from here. Once you get to modern Movie Monster series, you obviously get this design that people have ingrained in their brain. They've been using it since 2014 when the line was revived with Godzilla and the Muto. I mean, I've gotten a little too used to it by this point. I'm getting a little sick of these tags. I wish they'd change out the design like they did back in the 2000s, because all the tags are starting to look a little samey with the same font, the same English text at the bottom, the new Godzilla trademark logo. I wish that we would just get a new tag design already. Please, Bandai. I wish I had more of an opinion on these tags, but they're fine tags. They do the job. Sometimes they make no sense. We'll get to when they make no sense. This is sort of a tangent from the Modern Movie Monster Series tags, because this is obviously still a Modern Movie Monster Series tags, but I've always been very mystified by a lot of the anime trilogy and Singular Point tags, where they don't have a render or any sort of publicity still of the monster themselves, so they just pick these very generic, like, standard pose renders that, like, even for Salunga here, you can tell this is the exact picture they used to base the figure off of. When you open it up, you get that, and on the back you get kind of a Salunga silhouette here, I guess. I don't know. And then that wonderful art of the Singular Point Godzilla. I mean, this is a fine tag. Hey, look at that. The old Godzilla copyright symbol is still here and never left us. Oh boy. All right, so we've kind of gone through all of the Godzilla Movie Monster Series and also before Movie Monster Series tags. Now let's look at some interesting tags from Godzilla, like the -1 tags, which obviously here you have the standard -1 with this render of Godzilla, where it's in blue. And on the back, you get the fully evolved, fully irradiated -1 Godzilla spines. For the theater exclusive, you get a different render of Godzilla, this time bathed in this really nice, like, kind of purpley magenta color. Open it up, everything's purpley magenta, fully irradiated -1 spines. That makes sense. Are you staying with me here? I'm getting to something here. Godzilla, -1, metallic version. Has this sort of brownish color. I don't know why it's not silver like the figure, but whatever. Little piece of dirt on the inside that I didn't get to before I filmed the video. We're going to ignore that. Brown on the inside. Fully irradiated Godzilla -1 spines on the outside, because that makes sense. And then we get to everyone's favorite, Odo Island Godzilla. No render. The name's right there. Open it up. It's all black. And on the back, what's that? Fully irradiated Godzilla -1 spines. That's not what Odo Island Godzilla looks like. What the hell, Bandai? You messed it up. What the hell? I will say before we move on, though, that these three main tags together look really nice. I really need to get my hands on the -color figures and also the Anime Jungle -1, which I'm pretty sure is just this tag with like a sticker on it, if I remember correctly. I'll put up a picture of it now, and future me will clarify if I'm right or wrong. I'm probably wrong. I'm probably being very stupid right now. But these three tags together look really nice. All right, more tags. We're going to be moving into the Gamera tags now with my biggest tag pet peeve, which I think everybody has, even if they don't collect a Godzilla. Everybody's got a tag pet peeve, and that is these Gamera tags, since the 90s, have been consistently bigger than all of the Godzilla tags. Not bigger. I think they're a little thinner, just barely thinner, but they're much taller, and they keep doing it. I don't know why. This is obviously the original 1996 Legion tag. I love this tag design on the front, by the way. It looks so cool, but on the back, nothing. But on the front, it's got this really cool design, but why is it so tall? And then, once the Gamera figures came back, they made them tall still. And they're just as thin. They're the same size as the old ones, if not just a smidge thinner. I don't understand what this, like, idea is to make them taller than the Godzilla tags. But on the inside, we do get a really cool image of Soldier Legion here with stats and whatnot. And on the outside, I really like this tag design. You can tell they're taking a lot of cues from here, and I love on the back how you get this really cool poster for Gamera 2. All the other Gamera trilogy figures have this. I don't know about the Showa Gamera figures they recently did for Gamera 65 and Gallus 1967, but I'll put up photos of them here. And if you were wondering, yes, this does spill over to the Gamera Rebirth figures, where they're just as tall and just as thin for no reason, and when you open it up, there's not even a picture for Jiger. Jiger got nothing. All right, penultimate tangent here. We're going to be talking about Ultraman tags very briefly. We're going to be starting with the Ultra Monster series tags from the mid-2000s. Here is Alien Sran from Ultraman Max. And on the front, this is a really eye-popping design, eye-catching. I could definitely see myself in a store being, ooh, look at this. But on the back, nothing at all. It's very frustrating how they make these really nice looking tags on the front and then there's nothing on the back. Oh well. And this issue will get worse and worse as time goes on, because the next tag we're looking at is the Ultra Hero series tags from the modern day with Ultraman Powered here. I don't know why I didn't pick any of them with numbers. I picked Powered, who is one of the only EX figures for some reason. But on the inside, instead of just getting a blank back, you get blank inside with nothing but a random serial code. On the back, more legal information. On the front, you do get stats though. So I appreciate what they did for these, but I really wish they just go and cut out the inside part, because this is just sad. You know, this is just a waste of paper. Just double-side it, please. Something, Bandai. And then we're going to continue on with Ultraman and the movie Monster series with Shin Ultraman. Here's the Shin Ultraman tag with that original publicity photo we were stuck with for what seemed like an eternity. On the inside, nothing. On the back, Shin Ultraman movie Monster series. I mean, this tag is fine. It's all right. I don't like how there's no details on it. I wish there were stats. I like when they put stats. I'm not even one of those people who's like, oh, I can't wait to read the stats. It's just interesting. I like when they put stats on the tag. And then moving on to my only Mega Movie Monster series figure, we have Zophie, who has no picture at all, because I guess they wanted to keep Zophie a complete secret. I mean, this is a fine tag. What am I supposed to say? You really want me to have an opinion on this tag? It's black and it's got the Mega Movie Monster series logo. Cool. Alright, now it's time for our final tag collection with my biggest one yet, my Kamen Rider tags, where we have one. That's right, just one Shin Kamen Rider Movie Monster series, Shin Kamen Rider 1 tag. Is there an image on the inside? No. And on the outside, almost all of them just have the same Kamen Rider symbol on the outside, which makes me very frustrated. I wish they put a real picture of Shin Kamen Rider, mostly because I love that design so much. It's a fine tag. It's okay. I really don't care too much about it. Now we're going to be moving on to tagged figures of mine with the Toho Kaiju series Godzilla 2000 theater exclusive, which has the same tag as Orga from before, but now he has a gold Godzilla trademark symbol, because this is Godzilla, not Orga. On the inside, you get stats. On the back, you get the only thing that denotes this is a theater exclusive with this sticker that's remained on there since 1999. I feel scared to touch it because I feel like it's going to fall off at any moment. So we're going to get this figure off the screen and get a figure that's even more scary to mess with. And that is the one figure I will absolutely refuse to take the tag off of as long as I live. The Godzilla vs. Evangelion ride Shin Ghidorah, or whatever you want to call it. As far as I know, they only made 1,500 of these things, so I kind of have a duty to be careful with this thing. It has the barcode and price tag that it had. I guess it was only 4,500 yen in the gift shop for this ride that no longer exists. Quick tangent here. I really like this figure. I wish this figure wasn't so rare. I wish more people had this figure. I wish Jet Jaguar didn't just fall over. It's just such a cool figure of such a cool design that's so underrated. I wish more people had it. I love how it harkens back to the old Akira Watanabe concept art for King Ghidorah, for, you know, Ghidorah the three-headed monster. Yeah, I mean, the tag is fine. It doesn't really have any information on Shin Ghidorah, but why would you want that here? I mean, you're buying the figure and it's already rare enough. You're buying this one for the figure, really. And if you're going to keep the tag on, then you're probably doing the sensible thing, because holy hell, this thing is getting more and more rare by the day. And that's about all I have to say on tags. You either love them or you hate them. You either keep them on or you rip them off and throw them away, or you rip them off and put them in a Pokemon card book, or you rip them off and you leave them in a stack and you slowly lose them over time. So you lose more and more rare tags that you had when you were a child. That's not autobiographical, I swear. But yeah, that's about all I have to say on tags I own. I could have talked about other tags that I don't own, but I tried to keep that to a minimum because that wouldn't be very interesting for me just to throw up random images on screen for the whole video and talk about those. I'd much rather talk about real tags that I have right in front of me. So thanks for watching. Make sure to do all those things regular YouTubers say, like and subscribe, I suppose. They say that makes the video more popular. I don't believe it, but we're gonna see that in action. All right, I hope you have a good day.